One of the things you learn quickly in DayZ is that guns are a requirement, from personal defense to social order. And here I'll go through 12 guns and where to find them, so you can make people respect your authority. If you like the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Defend me gun one last time. Oh no, you become one of them. Keep in mind, I'm going to give my opinion on some of these guns, and if I accidentally call your favourite gun trash, whoops. So, starting with the weakest, the first gun you might come across is the Sporter. This is a weak gun that usually spawns with a magazine and some rounds in it. You can definitely take the infected down with several shots to the chest or a single headshot, but armoured players will usually reflect bullets like Clark Kent and shit down your throat. These atrocities can spawn in residential homes. So instead, empty the rounds and use them in the Mark II. This is an incredible gun with a built-in suppressor. A 10-round magazine can be attached, though it doesn't normally spawn with one. It's great for headshots on the infected, clearing out entire areas effortlessly, and can be carried into later game as a decent clearing secondary. Residential homes, especially these with the stairs, are a good place to start looking for them. Or alternatively, you could use a Glock, but you'll need to attach a suppressor. It has a 15-round mag and you can find them in police stations. It does the job. The Mark II in my view is better, though on paper the Glock will probably take the win. Then you have the shotguns. Now there's quite a few shotguns you can get on the coast, so I'm just going to mention them all here. First one is the pump action shotgun. These guns pack a pretty decent punch and you can use them against almost any player. Just know that when you do, you're going to probably destroy any armor if you take them down. You usually do the same with most guns, but shotguns are particularly savage. Also, on a big mistake and something that a lot of new players struggle with is they forget to pump in between each shot, which you absolutely have to do. Fire, pump, fire. The BK-18 I'm less enthusiastic about. It's there if you don't have anything else, I guess. Yeah. But the double barrel is a little bit different. You can fire both barrels at the same time, which I absolutely recommend doing if you're trying to take somebody down. It can be devastating, but only ever use single shots for the infected. And keep in mind, if you miss, you then have to load 2 bullets into the chamber, so it's a somewhat high risk, high reward. These can be found in houses, or if you want the pump action, then you usually have to check a police station. The BK-18 can be found in houses and around the place, and just, yeah, whatever. Like, it can be found, but is anyone actually looking for it? Another gun you can get in a police station is called a Scorpion. Again, it's quite a weak gun. It has bursts, it's not that accurate, but when you're taking on lower tier players, it can do the job, and the magazines aren't that difficult to find in police stations. But for me personally, I wouldn't recommend that you pick this gun over another gun if you have the option. But it does fit comfortably into an inventory, so it can be a good concealed secondary weapon. Another gun, and one that is absolutely incredible to keep for the full game because it just has an enormous amount of stopping power, is the Mosin. The Mosin is a phenomenal gun and you can't leave this gun if you find it. You can usually find them in houses, and like every other rifle on this list, in this specific building here, which you should always check for guns, and 7.62 isn't really rare. Just remember, it's a bolt action. Again, grouping guns together, the Bison and the KAS can be found at the docks and are moderately common at military checkpoints. Both decent guns and their magazines give you enough rounds to be able to usually take down players. If it comes down to fast-paced, close to mid-range battles at the beginning of the game, I'll usually want one of these on my side. You can also find the SG5 in the crates and at the military compounds, which I personally attach a suppressor to and use as a more advanced Mark II. It's okay against players, but you really have to catch them if you want to get through their armor. Whereas attaching the suppressor makes it one of the quietest guns in DayZ, so it's really good for clearing out towns stealthily. Then you have one of the most iconic guns in DayZ, the Blaze. This is another gun with incredible stopping power, mostly because you can load 2 bullets in and fire them at the same time, knocking down most people. It's a good mid to long range weapon. You can add a scope, it requires 308 ammo, and similar to the Mosin, it is a gun that you can carry into the later game. Around the coast, if you're lucky, you'll find them in houses, but the spawn rates are way less than the Mosin, and you can also find them in deer stands. Another gun in police stations, and one excellent for long long range is the SSG. This gun comes with a scope already attached. Now, compared to the previous two I mentioned for long range, I don't personally rate this as being at the same level. However, if you find it, you can still do some damage with it. Just know that it's not going to be able to take down many players with single shots unless you get a really good hit. But if you need to know how to get that good hit, learn the gun mechanics of DayZ, plus every other sniper rifle available to you, then you need to just click here. Or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.